Well, greetings again, everyone. It's me, Nick Michalak, and the stellar Steve Frazier.
Well, hello, Nick, and everyone.
And this is one of your picks, one of your choices.
I love this movie.
Wrong Turn from 2003. So if you have your own copy of the film, get your time step over to 0 and turn on your subtitles to follow along with us as we give you a countdown to sync up. So, guys, in 3, 2, 1, play.
This came out, what, 20 years ago?
20 years. We're doing 20th anniversary commentary. On Blu-ray, they could use a little update.
Yeah.
Transfer's a little rough.
A little grainy.
It's just a little soft and a little flat.
Yeah, it doesn't really pop.
No.
But, you know.
As it is. I mean, Disney's not going to fork over the cash for 4K on this thing, man.
Right. No. It's crazy to think that, you know, Disney is ultimately responsible.
This and Hills Have Eyes remake and stuff. All these inbred mutant cannibal movies.
Sure. It's a great trope. I love this subgenre.
Right next to Bambi and everything. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, here's our cliffhanger remake. Skimped on the budget.
This one is a little less than. You know, this is the Coors Light of cliffhanger. I think I've never actually had a Coors Light. So.
Yeah, sure.
I will say I have been to West Virginia.
Okay.
My best friend's family is also from West Virginia. Still lives there. I did not go for them, but I went out independently. It is friggin' beautiful in West Virginia. And dare I say, West Virginia might be, I'm going to say number 2 in state pride.
Okay.
Behind Texas. People from Texas are out of their minds.
Oh, yeah. Just,
with state pride. Right? Like, when you're from Texas...
Almost to a dysfunctional state.
It's like, you're Texas, right? But, dude, West Virginians, they have this... I mean, it's not like a bad thing. Yeah. It's just this weird, like small-town vibe that...
Okay.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh. I guess that also kind of happened in Cliffhanger, too, didn't it?
A little bit.
Not quite the same.
I was kind of noticing watching this, like, it definitely seems like they had to censor it. Apparently they did because they were having trouble getting an R rating for it.
Oh, okay.
Which seems weird when you compare it to even the Chainsaw remake that comes out later this year. This one, in places, feels a little choppy and a little undersatisfying.
Now, if I
on the gore level, it's got its moments, but it's not as well put together, I don't think, in that regard.
I understand that, and
just an editing standpoint.
Am I correct that this movie actually came out in Europe, like, prior to the United States?
I don't know, because they shot in 2001, so it's like, I don't know, a year and a half before they got the thing out in the U.S. market.
For some reason, I remember thinking...
IMDb would have the answer.
I love this pole, you know, this chain...
Yeah.
Barbed wire chain thing... Rob Schmidt. Did he go on to do anything else? I have no idea.
Give me a minute.
All right, you're pulling
one thing
up
at a time.
Sorry. We can't pause this thing.
Slow it down. Figure out where the hell I'm looking here.
Oh, Eliza Dushku.
Yes. No, everything came out.
Just covered her on my other show
after May of 2003. So I don't know.
Okay.
You were saying?
I was. I have no idea. We were. I was going to say maybe we were talking. I love Jeremy Sisto too.
Yeah, he's great.
There was a show he did in the early aughts with Delroy Lindo, and I don't remember the name of the show. It only ran for one season before it got canceled, and it was awesome.
Yeah, Schmidt didn't do much. Just he did like a Masters of Horror episode and nothing I recognized beyond that.
Oh, maybe I was saying Dushku, and we just covered her on my other show that I do, and like it was her first movie, I think. This Boy's Life with Leo DiCaprio and Bob De Niro.
Yeah, I'm a fan of hers.
Obviously, she's not like a starring role or anything. She's just one of the children, but.
Yeah. You saying Sisto was in a series?
I swear it was Jeremy Sisto.
I'm not finding TV series on here much. Like 1 or 2 episodes of stuff. I'm not finding anything. 31 episodes, 6 Feet Under?
Maybe,
I don't think
maybe
Linda was on that.
Okay, time out. I've seen all of 6 Feet Under many times. Maybe I'm confusing Jeremy Sisto with somebody else that was on the Delroy.
31 episodes.
Okay.
Pretty much the whole run.
Then Jeremy Sisto, I guess 6 Feet Under is what I'm remembering.
Kidnapped, you're talking about.
Yes.
Kidnapped.
Who was in that with Delroy Lindo?
No.
As you're searching Google while I'm watching the movie. That's hilarious. Sorry, everyone.
Linus Roach is in it. Timothy Hutton, who we don't talk about anymore because he's got allegations. McKelty Williamson.
Oh.
Yeah, we love him. Dane Delaney. The fabulous Dane Delaney. Couple folks, yeah.
Well, anyway, Kidnapped. That was a great show. It only ran for 1 year. Jeremy Sisto, you're right. He was on 6 Feet Under. It ran for 6 years, I think, so he wasn't on all of it. But what a great, great show 6 Feet Under was.
I knew Sisto from Suicide Kings with Chris Walken.
Okay, sure.
That was a good indie thriller from the late 90s.
That's a great movie.
Elmick Elroy wrote Halloween 4.
Oh.
And he worked again with director Dwight H. Little on Rapid Fire, the Brandon Lee flick.
And it says Halloween right there on the TV. I wonder how much of the writing is sole writing. Usually it's a collaboration.
Sometimes there's uncredited folks that throw in a little bit here and there, but not enough to get WGA rules credit.
Sir, get back to your vehicle. Why do people do this? Well, maybe not. Anyone that travels has been in this situation.
Yeah. At least he's got a reason here. He talks about, like, he's got to get to Raleigh for a job interview at 7 o'clock, so he can't be held up for long times here, so.
And, we'd also like to point out this is cell phone, GPS.
Yeah, just the dawn of GPS stuff, but even then he's...
What was it, Garmin? Was that the first one?
Well, yeah, that's one of them. Magellan was out there.
And those were, not the greatest at rerouting you, but...
Yeah, they had problems, that's why they had to keep updating everything.
Right. Unlike your smartphone right now, which, can live update.
Yeah, traffic and everything.
Overnight if there's a new road or something that just it knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not good. Look at that old phone. Might have been a Nokia. Little candy bar phone. I had one of those. Not that one, but...
Sure.
Loved my Nokia. Play that snake game. It was great.
I used to play blackjack on mine.
Okay.
I get to the theater early. I got something to do. Black and white screen.
There you go. That Mustang is worth a lot of money.
I'm sure it was.
It probably still is.
Not that one specifically. Probably gets wrecked later on, I think.
Well, maybe. I'm sure there's 3 or 4 that they have, ready to go. And, all right, we will now add this to our list of gas station attendant beginnings.
Sure.
Which is...
Plot
device.
There,
look at this.
Yeah.
Old 3-tooth. Drinking Pepto-Bismol. Or some other pink bismuth knockoff. Long distance was a thing still in 2001 or 3 or whatever.
A little bit.
Granted, if
at least for him, he doesn't know fuck all.
Well, sure,
He's
you're
not
right.
seen the
You're right.
He's not seen the Mr. T 1-800-COLLECT commercials.
Right, 10-10-3-2-1 was big.
You ain't seen that shit, man. What's he got out here?
He's got his Pepto and his...
Does he have a fucking working phone? He's got a TV?
The gas is out of order. I love it.
Yeah, it is Pepto. Wonder if they found this guy like this, or they put a prosthetic
I was
inside
just wondering the same thing.
They got Stan Winston on this thing doing all the creature designs and everything. He was a producer on it as well.
The way that he's not enunciating could be a character flaw, but it also could just be the prosthetic in his mouth.
That happens a lot.
I feel like it's the prosthetic.
That's most people have to play vampires, and you got teeth sticking out.
Yeah, your mush mouth.
Yeah.
You're right. This is very... It doesn't look very good.
Yeah, the transfer is a little...
Well,
it's probably just... They just took the old DVD transfer and slapped it on the disc.
We could $50 drone and make a better looking film.
Yeah, if they went back to the negative and got new scan, it looked really rich and
I'm here for it. Although
detailed.
We're watching the first of my 5-pack because they made 5 of these.
Yeah, and a remake afterwards.
Oh my God, the second one, if I recall, not great. The third one, a lot of fun.
Okay.
As is known to happen in franchises. Like there's a sequel that always tries to compare and is never as good.
They might rush it a little bit.
Right. And then somebody comes along a little bit later and goes, I got an idea. And you go, oh,
yeah, that
one's fun.
Sure.
Happens all the time. Part 3s.
Fumbling for the CDs, man.
I had that very scenario happen to me yesterday. Dinner.
Oh.
And that...
Yeah, it ain't worth nothing now.
That was a really good...
That's a good stunt.
That was a good crash.
Yeah.
Because... Now, I don't necessarily buy that he wouldn't have seen the guy in the middle of the road, even if he was looking for the CD and the deer and the whatever.
They could have spliced that together a little more cleverly in that regard, yeah.
They could have made it look more...
It should have been like the deer first, and he drops the CD, you go down there, and he kind of jumps up, and he crashes. It should have been much more of that
They could have made the corner, like going around the corner, look more like...
Yeah.
You know... Yeah, there's old Sisto.
Yeah. I liked his run. He was in the last couple seasons of Law and Order before they canceled it about 10 or so years ago, and he was with Anthony Anderson, and they were a really good team. And Dushku had been, she was in True Lies before this, several years before this, and then she was a recurring role on Buffy.
Right.
There was a... Yeah, she would have shot this somewhere around like season 4 or something like that of Buffy, and then released more around season 5 or 6. There was 6 seasons, 7 seasons. I don't know. I lost it.
Yeah,
over there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, and you know that's a fandom that is rabid.
Mm-hmm.
I am rabid for Emmanuelle Chriqui. Who? Oh man, she had a run too, but
the brunette.
Yeah, she was not as widely known. There was a movie that starred a couple guys from NSYNC in the early aughts that she was in. She also had a run on Entourage. That was fantastic. Entourage, I don't know why everybody doesn't watch Entourage that likes movies, because it's friggin' brilliant. I'm having flashbacks of Sisto on 6 Feet Under. His character was, somewhat mentally ill, and
Okay.
he's a really good actor.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
These two.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less.
I was reading that they apparently cut down doing like nudity stuff. They kind of tried a little bit, but they didn't. There are certain scenes like this when they were supposed to be like having sex out in the middle of nowhere, or something like that, and they just
For those two characters?
I think it was those two. It's just
Okay.
them or the ones that opened the film or something like that. But they originally had ideas of doing more gratuitous type of things in that regard, and they just trimmed it back.
Are minks native to West Virginia? That's a question I'd like to know. I feel like there's not as big a sense of panic
Right.
than there should be right here. Maybe not just like I get that maybe two people that are along for the ride don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I get that. But I feel like on the rest of them, it's more like let's go investigate a danger, as opposed to holy fuck, we're in the middle of nowhere, we're all banged up,
Yeah.
we can't get anywhere, there's no phone, like what do we do? And I feel like somebody would have been panicked and crying and breaking down.
Maybe. Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about it from a logical standpoint.
Sure. I mean, the fact is that they haven't been put in like a peril or anything like that. Just like they just have.
Well, there's something.
There's a little something, yeah.
Yeah, she's all right.
But yeah, they haven't been put in like a threatening situation or anything like that. Just have to figure out the situation. That's all.
Yeah, but look how happy they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just.
I'm just thinking from the fact of a horror film, it's like we haven't gotten anything that's threatening them, so it's like they're not in a hurry to get anywhere. So it's just like there's nothing to panic about for some of these characters because there's no danger or anything. We're not.
Well,
there's only one character here who's under like a timetable to get somewhere. The other ones are just like out here for the weekend to do whatever.
Right, but the car did get run over by the barbed
Right, I
wire
get that.
chain. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm. Just, but yes, according to movie structure, he's our main character
Yeah.
because he has an objective
Yeah.
and he's got opposition and.
Yeah.
Even though the camera just goes to Dushku, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
she's
She's on the poster. I mean, because she was at least established enough in the demographic they're going for.
right. And even if you had no idea who she was, let's say you had zero clue.
She's got that special quality on screen.
Right. Yes. She's got a look. She's got. Oh, you're done already.
She's
Then?
got
You gotta
energy and attitude. Yeah.
have a Snickers to chase down that dick that you just.
It was interesting. After Buffy ended, she had the opportunity to go off and do her own spin-off with her character Faith, Vampire Slayer, but she decided to go off and do a different series that I still own the DVD set for that lasted about a season and a quarter.
What was that?
True Calling.
Okay. And what year was? But what was the date
Buffy
range?
ended, I think it was
Buffy?
97 to 04.
Okay.
So it was, I think, 7 seasons.
All right.
And she showed up on probably around, I don't know, season 3 or something.
I love that they're going through his car and looking at his shit. Like, that's so,
Yeah.
like,
Whatever.
on brand for people. 04. I'm trying to. Okay, so. Yeah, so this would have been right at the end, give or take.
Yeah, when it was released, yeah.
And so I'm not a Buffy guy, even though
Yeah.
people have told me for years and years and years that I should be. And I have very close friends that are rabid in that fandom.
Sure, yeah.
However, was Dushku on the show the entire time?
Not the entire time. Let me see exactly when she debuted. That gives a little more context.
Is her character in the movie?
Well, the movie is something completely different.
I know, but the movie came
I've never
first, right?
seen the movie that came out. But
Okay.
she is not, herself is not in because that was like 92 or something like that.
Right, I'm saying the character.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Because I know the TV show is based on the movie.
To a degree, yeah. Give me a minute. Yeah, she was in seasons 3, 4, and 7.
Oh, that's a very weird, but okay.
So she started in 98, she was in 2000, and then the last one in 03. So she was a bit of a break between the seasons and whatnot when they were making this, and then released it right when she came back to the series. So
Kind of a peak time in her career.
a little bit. Actually, about the time she made it, she was in showing up in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh.
That was 01. Who had done this run that right before this. I just realized when I did my soundtrack video, I was like, I still have the soundtrack. I sold off the DVDs. Sold the soundtrack that I don't listen to, but I sold off the DVD set.
For which one?
Jay and Silent Bob
Oh.
Strike Back. It's like, wait a second, I don't have that over there anymore.
Do you think there's too much waiting here for revealing things? Like, this is the first time...
Maybe a bit.
Like,
Could have had a little bit more kind of like creeping around in the background, or something like a Friday the 13th POV shot. Someone
yeah.
creeping on them and whatnot from the distance.
I think... Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that the weight, like, I don't know. Like,
We need a little bit more sustained escalation in a certain way. I mean, we're 20 minutes in.
I understand not
Yeah.
wanting to reveal the nature of the killers
Yeah.
and their look, because,
Yeah.
kind of like the Jaws
Yeah,
theory
yeah.
or whatever.
Want to be impactful. Yeah, as I'm saying, like you could do some more suspenseful teases here and there.
Right. Just to kind of build a little suspense or...
Tension and whatnot, yeah. Anticipation.
And again, I think everyone's just having too much fun for the severity of the peril.
Sure. Story just kind of needs to get somewhere, is what you're getting at.
Right, yeah.
It's not as egregious as some of the chainsaw films, but there's a little meandering sensibility. Probably just for trying to build the characters a little bit, so they're just trying to add in a couple scenes here, just kind of
Make you care a little bit?
care about them, establish relationships with the new guy, with the group there, and anything like that. So
Now,
I get that.
We keep doing these long, like,
Landscape
forest landscapes. Is the point of that just to show that there's nothing out there?
an isolation sense. I don't know.
I feel like that's what I get out of it. Here again, paper maps.
Says you're fucked.
Well, according to Ricky Dean Logan, it does.
Yes.
But he's not around.
No.
As somebody who is knee-deep in city life, I appreciate the wilderness and forests and rural. How anybody could live in an isolated place like this blows my mind.
Beyond your comprehension.
Well, I just don't... I need to be... excuse
Connected
me.
to something.
I mean, I got to be 20 minutes from like a Walmart. I don't know.
Yeah, I just
Like I can be in the rural, but you got to have some civilization with.
yeah.
You know, going to the store needs to be less than a half an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Too much, man.
Does it look like they've got a phone? Now there's a guy with some sense. How do you feel about when movie characters reference other movies?
I don't have a problem with it. If it's done right, if it has a certain context to it, sure.
Well, like this one does.
It gives a reality to it.
I agree. I know it's a point of contention for some people. It's like, I don't think that just because you're in a movie that it almost makes all movies then the same universe if you can't reference another one.
I mean, if you got the way they do it in Scream, where it has a context to it, where it's acknowledging that the scenarios that characters are going through, they've seen them before in films and it has a basis for that. Or you go into the Tarantino thing where it's just like, we're just spouting off pop culture dialogue just because it seems catchy or something like that. It doesn't really have as much of an organic purpose to it in a way. It's more of a style than it is sort of like feeling like it has a correlation to the events happening in the scene.
Well,
it's just kind of conversation.
I can make a case for both though, because in this case he references Deliverance, which basically same premise here.
Yeah.
But also if you take like the opening scene in Reservoir Dogs, to use your Tarantino reference, they're sitting around the table just having a conversation and talking about Madonna and talking about Vicki Lawrence and talking like it's what you and I would do.
Not a lot of people can do it the way Tarantino does it. When other people are trying to ape off his style throughout the rest of the 90s, like it was so transparent and they just didn't do it very well. They didn't know how to get the cadence and the snappiness to it. It just felt like it was a carbon copy.
Right. I think that Tarantino has the uncanny ability to write natural, maybe not natural dialogue.
I'm not really
but
criticizing his style, but it is a very specific style that you can't really apply as easily to different scenarios. The Scream version, you can catch on to that as long as you don't get irritating with it.
Right.
Like if you tried throwing Tarantino dialogue into this, it just wouldn't fit. It's just the wrong tone, the wrong vibes.
Right. My problem with Tarantino, and there aren't many, but my biggest one is that most of his characters sound the same. They sound like he wrote them.
You're right.
But I like that style, so I don't mind it. You know what I mean? I mean, same thing goes with music. If you like the style and all the songs sound the same.
Yeah.
The first Boston record is 9 songs that sound very similar.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all, like, I love them, and so I love all of them.
well-produced songs.
And I love all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you don't like that sound, you're going to like zero of them.
You're going to turn out of this album real fast.
Right. There's not a lot of variety. But if you like it, then you like all of it. Yeah. And that's where I am with Tarantino.
Yeah.
Tarantino is Boston to me.
Yeah.
Limited catalog, love all of it. Did not think that I would be discussing that on the Wrong Turn show, but
sure, yeah, whatever.
It fits. Again, we're kind of nothing happening here. There's atmosphere though, so I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Also, have I ever mentioned how much I love a bow and arrow as a weapon?
Maybe, I don't know.
Obviously, we've done, 150 of these, so people probably haven't seen all of them.
Check back on the Rambo commentaries.
Yeah.
Few.
Yeah. That would have been probably the one, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of there's probably there's at least one in Friday the 13th somewhere.
Well,
I think the remake used a bow and arrow at one point.
Maybe. Well, there's bow and arrows in the first Friday the 13th film.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. One of them gets...
Because she's doing the target... Well, yeah. So, I don't know. I think it's like it's this primitive, like, so old school mentality.
Ooh.
Ugh, gross.
Oh.
Yum. I mean, that's what I mean. Yum.
Oh. I don't know.
One of the things that I dislike about this style of scene, you go in and the camera is showing you things that get increasingly gross, but as a person, you go in and your eyes see more, you see things faster than the camera.
Yeah, a little bit.
I love just the little glimpse there. You're like, wait, what was that?
Yeah.
And those are clearly their cars.
Yeah.
So now we have an understanding of the operation.
Yeah.
It's very simple. But I love simple.
Yeah.
He's got Converse. I was about to ask how we could afford those, but clearly you just take them from any old person. I'm about a size 14. Oh, excuse me. And
Hello.
there's your friend.
Ooh.
I think that it's great, by the way, that they put him there because he doesn't have the connection to her that the other ones do.
But he's still horrified by the sight of it. Yeah.
Right. You know, clearly she's affected because that was her road trip partner.
Yeah.
But, you know, really that's what she got for, you know, like being promiscuous and sucking dick on the highway. So, there it is. Karma's a bitch. Pardon my hyperbole for referring to that as a highway. It was clearly a dirt road.
Yes.
Oh, hello, sir. This is great.
I love the fact that they're just keeping on those two. They're not cutting back and forth between the different couples or anything like that. They're keeping focus on the two main lead characters.
Right. And they're also not real, like, it's shot in a way of, like, it's kind of their point of view, even though it's the reverse.
Yeah.
But it's not... The villains here are not the...
focus of the scene.
Right. The agents of...
Yeah.
It's not what they're doing, it's how the others are receiving it.
Yeah.
And the stark white, like, especially in the theater, it really blinds you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love that. More minks on the road there, or from the road. I gotta look up and see where a mink is native to. Is a mink related to a ferret? Are they the same?
I wouldn't have the damnedest idea.
All right. Oh, look at that.
There we go.
She really got fucked up, didn't she?
Pass out after the meal.
And I was going to say, who is that guy? That's him. Okay, I see. I mean, you do that happens, right? The tryptophan, and you just take a little nap.
The turkey leg.
Absolutely. I mean, is there any study to show how much tryptophan is in human meat? I don't think so.
Long pig.
It's got a nice watch on there. Maybe not. Might be a Casio. Who knows? Those, I don't even know what to... Monsters? I don't know what you refer to these inbred humans as.
There was something at the opening, I think it said like mutation or something like that.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, genetic mutations.
Yeah.
In order for... I know that there's actually... Like, it's kind of a joke, right? Like, there's this long-running gag about people from the South being inbred.
West Virginia.
Right. Or...
the backwoods.
Right, and everybody marries your cousin or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know... There's probably no founding evidence for any of it, but... Wherever or however it became a thing, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And is used as the premise of this entire film.
Yeah.
I don't think that it would be... I really do think you'd have to be like your sister and then like multiple generations
They're
of...
really corrupted that deep.
Right. I feel like I've remember from genetics in whatever class you learn about genetics in.
Sure.
Some sort of science class. I want to say, like, anything beyond a first cousin, you're probably okay. Not to say that I'm okay with it, but you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Genetically, like, the risk goes way up. And I don't know why first cousin rings a bell with me. But again, that's a science, like it's a math problem. I love math. I loved the genetics, like, section. You know, even learning, like, blue eyes as a recessive gene was just fascinating to me. I have blue eyes.
Uh-oh.
You're going the wrong way. This is, I was thinking about the car, the truck.
Yeah.
I like when a vehicle in a movie becomes a character and recognizable or identifiable.
Sure.
There are certain ones in certain films that you see the car and you're like immediately afraid of the car.
Yeah.
And I realize that this is not a legacy franchise that a lot of people really reference.
Sure.
But I think it's middle of the road, and for some reason that, like, yellow wrecker truck just always resonated with me.
Okay.
They really overproduce these cars, right, to make them extra vacation-y.
A little bit, yeah. A little much on the luggage.
The camping gear.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody that drives down a road is there to camp.
You're right. Mountain climber stuff, I'd imagine there.
Oh, from the opening?
Yeah. It's a nice touch back then.
What do you mean, how can they get away with it? Do you see any, local police? Like, this would be a situation where you need a sheriff, because the sheriff is in charge of the county.
Yes, and
how big is this county? Does this sheriff even know this road exists? You know what I mean? Like, There's so much shit.
Probably not, because when he shows up later, he don't last very long.
Well.
You got no clue what's going on out there.
There's something so iconic about this yellow truck with two inbreds hanging off of it. And the one behind the wheel, I don't know where I've seen this guy before, but maybe it's just the sequels.
Okay.
But, like, he's such a distinct look. Damn, I love a bow and arrow. That shit would hurt so bad.
Oh.
Like,
Just as Sean Bean.
if you shoot somebody, or I don't know, even like a stab wound would hurt really bad. But there's something about that puncture wounds. As a fisherman, I know puncture wounds are the worst. And ow, fuck me, right in the quad.
Oh.
Or the calf, I guess it was the calf. I mean, he's ruined. You get shot there, your leg's broken, you're never gonna walk again correctly. I mean, might as well just stick one of those prosthetic gimmicks on him right now. The bow and arrow, man, like it's a puncture wound, but then you can't pull it out because it's...
Right, it'll bleed out.
Well, also, the thick part is on inside you now.
Yeah.
It's almost like one of those drywall anchors.
Sure,
once it goes in, you can't get it out. I do like that he's hopping around and not just putting weight on it.
Uh-huh.
Good reaction out of Chriqui. I think it's good story here that one or more got separated from the group.
Yeah.
I also like that they are stealing the vehicle. Because now that they have the means to escape, they can't, because one of them is not around.
Yeah, it's an anchor to the situation.
And now he would not know that they're driving the truck either, so he's probably
not really. No,
he's going to be avoiding.
Well, he did tell him to go for the truck. And
did he?
He was
Okay.
doing the diversion.
All right.
I like how this is played.
This is really good.
You kind of get the feeling for it, but you're not quite sure until this one hits.
Love that. Oh, God damn it. So good. Damn it. And that's like her man, so that's a great reaction.
Yeah.
Great reaction. Three arrows in the back, man. I cannot think... Well, yes, I can think of worse ways to die, but that one's got to be Mount Rushmore of... I don't want to die that way. It looked like it got him right through the heart, though, so maybe it wasn't as painful as we think. You know, like when you shoot a deer...
Sure.
You shoot in the heart, it goes like 2 or 3 steps and collapses.
Sure, yeah.
So, let's hope that old Sisto didn't suffer too much. I don't think he's going to make it to Raleigh.
Yeah. Imagine rolling up in this fucking beater or whatnot.
Right, this wrecker.
Covered in layers of sweat.
But the highway's closed, so even if they got back to the highway...
Yeah.
Although it's been a couple hours now, so maybe it's free and clear. The spill is cleared now. I don't know. Love that truck. This seems a little... I don't know. So there's something about this that... Like, wouldn't they have just gone the way that they came? Maybe they were in the peril, they didn't realize which way they were going.
Right.
Yeah, she's a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Great line. I do think that they set those guys up enough that you care.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these movies where they just, everybody's either non-existent or bland or I don't know.
Most of the advantage is they cast very good actors here. You're going to have the same script, but if you don't cast anyone that's very good, it's going to come off kind of flat and unconvincing. But they got some people really... They got some talent behind them. They can make all the characters feel genuine with the emotions and everything. They really connect with the audience.
Nice plug for Dodge there. It's a Dodge wrecker.
Yeah.
Thought maybe it would have been a movie wide, but no, the Dodge doesn't make that Mustang the beautiful Mustang that he wrecked.
Oh, Ford.
Surely you could have gotten the truck unstuck.
Well, then they had all the tree logs and whatnot blocking the way. Where are they going to go?
Are we to believe that the villains blocked the road on their way in?
I doubt that's the fact. It's probably just a natural occurrence. Storm comes down, knocks down a tree or something like that. I mean, it's...
Well, right, but clearly there's another way out then. Like, that's not the only road.
Right.
Because they just traveled that road.
Yeah, but then they got stuck in the mud, so the thing wouldn't get any traction.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They could have unstuck the truck out of the mud, I feel like.
No. Just... When you're in a panic, it's just like you're not going to spend 20 minutes sitting in one spot when you got all these maniacs kind of chasing you.
Coming after you, all right.
Either you figure it out quick and get it unstuck, or you run like hell.
They don't mind taking a rest right here, though.
No. They run for so long, I guess.
Look at this. Beautiful. God, I love it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody loves a treehouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, this is awesome. I don't know how trusting I am of this ladder, though, especially with 3 people on it.
Sure.
Like, this makes it look like they're way the hell up there.
Uh-huh.
Not the greatest matching of the, background shot and the...
Yeah, I think the wide shot looked like it was probably green screened.
Yeah. What is that, a stove? You're telling me somebody carried a stove up that hill? Or ladder?
Or some kind of pulley system or something.
Well, it's gotta be. I don't know if they're sophisticated enough for that. I guess it's good logic that they can see down,
Yeah.
and kind of see the situation. Did she ever go to the bathroom?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because she said she had to pee when they got to the house, right? It always drives me nuts. Movies, TV and movie characters never go to the bathroom. Except Al Bundy.
Seinfeld.
Well, yeah, they did do it on Seinfeld a lot. George did.
So taking library books in there. It'd be in a whole situation.
Right. And you want to be my latex salesman. Now we got a party. Well, don't blow them all in one. I mean, is that like buckshot? Is that what we're getting at? I feel like it wouldn't be that. He shot from pretty far away.
Yeah.
I'm just being an asshole now. Sorry.
Oh.
Does anybody... do these gentlemen know how to use any of this equipment?
I'm guessing this is not something they created. This is probably like some like a bird watch tower or something else like that. This is not the cannibals or anything.
All right, because I always just kind of assumed it was them.
I mean, it would be nice if they put a little extra context on the whole thing.
Of the watchtower here?
Yeah,
Or the,
maybe a little extra something on it, just
like forest preserve or national
something like
park
that,
district or something. Just to,
something, yeah, maybe a little something.
I could see maybe something that indicates it was from the Civil War. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We're in West Virginia. Granted, it would be 100 years old at this point, but
All right, now.
never mind. Fuck me. Ranger base. All right. Well, you have to explain yourself, girl. Use your words. I say this to people condescendingly all the time. Well, now that I like. Yeah, how did they get all this heavy shit way up that little ladder?
Yeah. Must have that chopper it in or something.
Yes. Cut his fingers off. That'd be fun. I don't know if he'd miss them. Maybe.
You just eat them.
The other one would. As much as I love this setting, it does pose more questions than it does... Like, it kind of takes me out of it. Like, if there can clearly only be one under the trapdoor. Because it's a ladder.
Right.
So you're vertical.
Right.
It's single file. Like, how...
Right.
You can't do a multi-front assault.
Yeah.
Although I think they work around that here in a little bit, but...
You know, unless you climb off and you're kind of going off like the superstructure.
I guess.
The skeleton girder stuff, I don't know.
I would say go to a neighboring tree, but the entire point of a lookout is it has to be higher than the tree.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be looking out at other trees.
Right. You wouldn't just go
at the same height.
Climb over there, yeah.
Right. Now this I like. Burn it down.
Yeah.
That's smart, though. You got to give the...
Well, she just wants to
jump,
kill herself
right.
that way instead of...
I'm saying to get the smoke out.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, you create a backdraft, and then that's a whole different situation.
Then you're on Howard.
Right. That movie's a 10. God damn it. I'm a sucker for any firefighter movies. My dad was a fireman for 49 years. That would hurt like a son of a bitch, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the pine needles. Now, granted, they're not the pokey kind, it doesn't look like, but still, it's not like landing in a pile of fur or cotton.
Right.
It's wood and pine needles.
Right.
Little Tarzan there. Just grab onto whatever you can. Hope you don't tear a muscle or crotch yourself. That'd be the worst. Oh, she went Randy Savage flying elbow. Ow. Good God. I mean, that's broken ribs.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, someone's got to have a broken rib here. Come on.
Right.
Fracture something.
Pop a tit.
There you go.
So good. I always get kind of taken out of this scene because they're walking through the trees, or, down the branches, and it's like clearly they're only like 4 feet off the ground in real life. They're. It's not like they helicoptered everybody up into the redwoods to. It's a nice little mixture of.
A little digital work on this thing, but it's well done.
I can only imagine what it looks like in 4K. Now, 4K might ruin it, actually.
Possibility, sometimes.
Movies like Jaws 3 we've done.
Yeah.
That was one that... Now, it wasn't in 4K, but that was Blu-ray.
Right.
And there was so much, noise on the whites, and...
Right.
It made the bad effects look worse.
Right, and it's like they're putting out Jaws 2 in 4K. It's like there's no way they do 3 in 4K. Or just what's the fucking point?
I know. I got real excited.
There's nothing to see.
I thought about buying the Jaws 2, and then I realized that it's my least favorite Jaws movie.
Yeah.
So I don't want it.
And there's nothing new on it. It's the same old stuff, same audio mix, same bonus features. There's just nothing worth paying $20-$30 for. Oh, that's the good one.
That is really...
That.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate this. I mean, think about the digital effects we saw in Chainsaw 3D, man. Like fucking day one fucking rough sketch digital animation.
Yeah.
They put some time into this.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I'm sad because, R.I.P.
Yeah.
My girl, but it's fine. what is the strategy here? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, because, I mean, if they're on the ground, I mean, where are you going to go?
And clearly...
Climb, because it's going to take longer for you to climb down than it is for them to race right to the tree trunk and try to pick you off.
Right. And clearly the one little fucker can climb and...
Yeah, like a mother.
Like a little monkey. All right, I see. All right, you're going to do the old Three Stooges gag where you pull the tree branch and let go. All right, I'm down. Speaking of monkeys, these two are really just maneuvering around the branches like, you know, they're born up there. He's like, hurry up, I can't hold this thing very long. Oh, there he is. Is this my guy, the one with the nose? I think it is. The little fella.
Yeah.
The close-up shots really do make it where you can't tell what's coming from where.
Yeah, yeah.
If this was shot like a wide shot,
oh yeah,
it wouldn't be as believable.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. I think they gave him a name eventually.
Probably in the credits, yeah.
Oh, love it. Now, I'm pretty sure he'd be dead, right?
You'd think so. It would have been nice to have a little stronger sound effect, like a crunch or something, like he broke his neck or something.
I don't think the character's actually dead, but...
Yeah.
I'm saying, logically...
Yeah, so yeah, he's not.
It gives them that... There's that primitive... Like, they're so far removed from the world
Right.
that they don't even speak English.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own, like, mumble language or whatever. That just boggles my mind that, like, this could happen.
Sure.
But I love it. Like, I'm afraid of those men, by the way.
Yeah.
So in their... Just using that simple litmus test, the fact that I'm afraid of these people, like, makes it entertaining and a good movie to me. It's done its job. It might not be the best story.
Sure. And the director was, I mean, clearly he was, like, saying, like, this was his, like, kind of homage to Chainsaw and Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
Getting that in right before all of those remakes hit the market is a nice thing, because if they did this, like, 2 or 3 years later, might not have felt as pleasing in a certain way or something else like that. It would have felt a little too late on hitting on the money.
It does feel like an original idea.
A little bit, yeah.
And I do think that you're right. Had the order been reversed, and this was, say, third of those three, people would look at it and go, "Oh, you're just ripping off the other ones."
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe that's one of the reasons I dislike. I guess I dislike remakes just because they're remakes. But interestingly enough, the Chainsaw one and the Hills Have Eyes ones are like the two best ones.
Yeah, in that era.
And then of course Last House on the Left, which
I've heard that. It's a much more consistent film than the original.
Damn it, I love that remake. It is right there with the other ones. It's one of the few that's better than the original, in my opinion. I know, Wes Craven, whatever. the original, the 73 or 2 or whatever it was, is not a great film. Everyone's got a nice watch. That was a nice little jump scare, I guess. You know, a dream, whatever.
Yeah, it's effective. There are a lot of other dream sequences where they're faking out. They take like 2 or 3 minutes to kind of build up the suspense. Like, oh, it was all a fake. I was like, oh, why are you wasting my time?
Dreams don't work like that, by the way. Dreams work like this.
Yeah.
You know, where it's I don't know, it's just a thing. Like, they come out of nowhere.
Yeah, just... I think there should be like a Predator film set in this Predator versus hillbillies in the backwoods or something. Man, that'd be something.
Yeah, I don't know what you would call it. Like, you'd have to mash up Predator and Wrong Turn somehow. And Wrong Turn, I don't think, is a great name.
No.
I get it that it's, you know, he made the decision to go down the dirt road as opposed to whatever. Oh, shit. I do like here where they saw the light at the end of the tunnel, right? They saw
right.
the road. There's the beacon of hope.
Yeah.
And then their legs get cut out from under them.
Yeah.
Not literally, but...
That was the other girl.
Right. But that was everything from her jaw down. Are you crazy?
There we go.
Oh, that's so good!
Don't even let the scene get off its feet, man.
That's what I love about this movie.
Yeah.
I'm a mark for bows and arrows. Inbred hillbillies, because it's new. And gross. I like gross. I really think this is a great use of the cop killer.
Yeah.
Way too often the cop shows up and really puts on this bravado like he's gonna be the law.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen.
Right. I like the I just like the quickness of the whole thing. Like I said, the scene barely gets off its feet before it just gets snuffed out.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Because you're kind of anticipating that it hit you before you even knew what the hell was going on.
And that's great screenwriting, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like, when we're going to futz around with building up to the inevitable that you kind of know is going to happen. You're not going to introduce a character the last 15 minutes and have him be the savior. It's like, no. He's going to die. Just get to it.
And it speaks to the urgency of the situation.
Yeah.
You gotta help us right now. Well, right now is literally right now, because here come the arrows.
Yeah.
Like, I just love that. Did he just jump underneath? He's gonna like Max Cady his way through the... I don't know about all that. I don't know if you can do this.
It wouldn't be easy, I'll tell you that much. I mean, they'll hold yourself up like a pulling bar for who knows how long. I don't know.
Right, and anytime there's a bump in the road, it possibly hits you, or your head hits the road, or I don't know.
Right.
I had many belts that looked like that.
Well, the screenwriter used the same trick in Halloween 4. Remember Myers? With the pickup truck at the end? He climbs up from underneath and knocks off all the...
Oh, you're right.
Shotgun-wielding beer bellies.
The same ones.
Recycle it every 15 years.
There you go. What was that cat's name that got it in 4?
Ted Hollister.
Ted Hollister, yeah, that's him.
R.I.P. What he was doing, fucks around bushes, God knows.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
This guy looks like he could have played Jason Voorhees at some point. I like it. I like everything about it. And I guess if you're into like BDSM, this is also a nice little scenario. I'm sure it wasn't lost on the filmmakers in that sense. Like, oh, let's get the hot girl and tie her to the bed.
Yeah.
You know? It's like a snuff film. Oh, love that. Just choppy. Cut his head right. Oh, that's so good. The one there on the right has got like a full beard. I don't remember that. Maybe he's like an older, like a father or something.
Hmm. I smoke.
They made it look like she, just waved her head.
It's nice turnabout. I mean, they tried to
burn
them out, and then he turns it around a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. A tire iron?
Mm. This dude's huge.
Oh
man.
my God! I'm saying. Yeah, I'd be interested to know like who they are, like what.
Yeah, because I mean,
are they stuntmen that we possibly know, or
I'm not seeing any names I'm familiar with. But the fact is, since we don't have names on screen, I can't really
you can't figure
what's
out
in the credits here.
Right.
There's one called Old Man, so I mean maybe Wayne Robson. He passed away in 2011.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing seems familiar with this
I don't
guy.
know if he's. If that would be considered old man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Were there any other old men other than the gas station has its own?
The only other two on Wikipedia they have links to, like profiles, whatnot, is Three Finger, which is Julian Richings. I think he's the scrappy one.
Yep, with the nose.
And then the other one's Gary Robbins, who's Sawtooth. So I don't know. I can't. They got a picture of him, but he was a professional wrestler.
Oh, well, all right then. That's got to be the other one.
Passed away in 2013. It's like, a couple of these guys.
They're young. Well, if they're wrestlers, they're going to die young.
Yeah, sadly. Well, he born in 57, so he bit of a stretch, but
yeah, but he's still not 70.
Right.
And he didn't just die, so.
Oh, he was in New Japan, and he also did World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico, where a lot of bad shit happened.
Well, WWC is very controversial.
He said while in Japan, he often worked tag team bouts, teaming with Demolition Axe's Demolition Hucks.
Weird.
Never heard of that one.
I knew
I knew he had a couple of tag team parts. I didn't hear about this one.
Yeah, I was going to say Axe lived that gimmick carry on.
Oh yeah,
for
that's why they're not in the Hall of Fame, because they've been having both involved with the dispute over the tag team copyright and also the concussion lawsuit. So.
Right. Yeah, Bill Eadie has like an active lawsuit against Titan or whoever.
Yeah. And we met both of the guys, and they're fabulous.
Yeah.
They're really nice guys.
I feel like Darso doesn't care as much.
No,
I feel like it's Edie's
he's had
hill.
like 8 different gimmicks, so he's worked for about everyone.
It's Edie's hill to die on, and he seems to be dying on it. So.
Yeah, well, it's fine for him. I mean,
I would love to see them in the Hall of Fame, though.
Oh yeah,
they're my favorite team of all time.
Oh yeah, they deserve it like living hell.
That's a good observation. One shot left. Most people don't know how many shots they've left in a movie.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's not digital.
No, that was all practical.
God, people just
did
don't.
very well.
People just don't do this anymore.
Yeah, especially on something in low budget like this. I think it's about $12 million. Well, about 28.
That could have been $500,000 right there.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, just not just actual pyrotechnics, but getting the actual experts on set and get all the safety things involved. I mean, that's a lot of time and preparation.
Right.
There we go.
Now, did the hillbillies get the truck unstuck?
I don't know. I suppose they would have to.
I don't remember if they.
Guess they tracked it down.
If they were driving it after it got stuck, I don't remember. Like if they found it and.
They didn't really depict that at all. No. I like the fact that he recognizes the truck and he goes hiding. Fulfills your entire thing of having your own reaction to the side of the truck.
Right. And he grabs the map, which is tremendous.
Get the fuck out of here.
Next stop, Raleigh. I got an interview.
I got a story to tell you. Never really get into what the job is or anything. It's like it's inconsequential.
Yeah, it's kind of the MacGuffin of.
Yeah.
But we know he's a doctor.
Okay,
so,
I didn't pick that one up.
Yeah. Yeah, because he said in med school.
Okay.
About the mink.
Okay.
And then also, when they were rummaging through his car, the girl found like books that depicted him. So, now you had not watched this prior to, right? And where do you stand on it?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's not.
It doesn't have as much style as like the other the remakes we talked about in the same genre. They don't have quite that level or whatnot, but it's respectable.
I think it's a middle of the road. Like it was memorable to me. I remember, watching it when it was brand new in the theater, and I like that they didn't wait too long into the credits to get you with the new scene.
People are always standing up and ready to go out.
Right, and it's not a long movie.
You give it like 20 seconds in the credits, and we jump into this.
And it was a well done transition with the low to the ground.
Yeah.
Just charred meat everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Nice backlight.
So good. I love that he lived, which is the terror lives on.
Yeah.
But also leaves the door open if you want to make another one.
Yeah.
Depending on how well it does at the box office.
Yeah, like I said, off of 12 million, made about 28. So, and then you add in all the stuff they got off of rentals and DVD sales. It made plenty of money.
Yeah, it made money for sure.
And they did it probably because it wasn't a runaway success. It's like, we just do all direct to video from here on out and just make it off of the Blockbuster video rental sales and everything.
Which I want to say was probably Blockbuster was at their peak in the early aughts.
Oh, yeah.
2000 to 2004, 5.
DVD was taken off, so yeah.
But Blockbuster went from being
everything to nothing in a pretty short window.
Well, it also went the other way, too. Like, they were around, but they hadn't exploded. Like, it was mom and pop throughout the 80s. They were like one of the first national chains. And, they were almost like the Starbucks of rentals.
Yeah.
Only difference is Starbucks is still around. And a multi-billion-dollar company. I don't recognize any of these names anywhere.
I think I scrolled back, checking the stunt people. I didn't see anyone.
A lot of mold making and prosthetics and.
Well, I'm talking about Blockbuster because I don't know if they changed later on, but they didn't allow unrated films, and all the direct-to-videos were unrated.
Right.
I don't know if they altered that policy when people got off their back, or they just like, fuck it.
I don't recall.
We make more money this way.
I don't recall. Blockbuster was not a chain that I frequented until, I don't know, the mid-aughts.
Right.
Right before they went downhill.
Pretty much after they kind of muscled all the freaking
competitors
local chains out, and it was just them and Hollywood Video. And I liked Hollywood Video a little bit better. They had a little more kind of niche type of things going on with like smaller distributors, stuff like that on the shelves.
Right. I don't know. Like, I was always a fan. Like, when I was in the 80s, I had to drive probably, and obviously I didn't drive, so my mom had to drive 25 minutes to get to the nearest Blockbuster.
And I would ride my bike over to one.
Okay.
I think it was only maybe about 2 miles or something like that, but obviously on the bike it probably took you 20 some odd minutes or something.
Like, it was 2 towns away was the nearest Blockbuster. So we didn't go there. Now, granted, they had the gimmick where it was more money, but you kept it for more days.
Yeah.
So it was worth it because it was like, well, if we need to return it, we have to drive 2 towns away.
Because the thing is, where I lived before, they were all over the local chains were all over the place. We had spoiled for choice.
Right.
So.
But it was overnight.
Sometimes I don't remember specifics.
Okay.
But if you're getting a new film, probably. If you're getting a catalog one, probably a couple nights. Depending on what era you're talking about.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking like in the 80s. Everything was just overnight.
Oh, yeah. 80s is probably a short window because those things cost them a lot of money, so they want to turn around real fast.
Right.
Right by the time we get to 2000s, DVDs are probably not... You're not $90 a tape or something like that.
No, and I don't even...
They probably had an entire system set up for the actual video storage, go through the entire service or whatnot, and you have like a bulk deal or something like that.
Absolutely.
And you kick back percentage of profits, everything.
Right. But in the early years, when it was $100 per tape, like, you had to rent that thing out 100 times to make your money back. Right. Or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever the case was, just to make profit.
Right. New release might have been $2 or $3, but...
Yeah.
The regular ones were always like $1.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I love the 80s. I love that era of movie renting.
Yeah.
But, all right, well, this was fun.
Yeah.
20 years seems like, I don't know, yesterday in some respects.
It shot in Canada for production tax credit.
Of course it did.
Toronto, Ontario stuff. Not Toronto.
You can't quit me, baby. Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah, they were hot at the time.
They did If Only as well. Breaking Benjamin. I wonder if any of these people were, like, was Breaking Benjamin big at this time, or were they?
I keep seeing Bush keeps touring with it. It was like I couldn't name a fucking song.
Well, we just heard it here. That's funny.
Well, thanks guys for joining us on this one, and we've got some great stuff coming
up. Leave your
comments
below and such.
Yeah,
as always.
Yeah. So thanks much. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.